Mexicans always come up to me and say the same thing at the end of my shows all the time. They're like, hey, your mom's just like my mom. Everything your mom does, my mom does. What I say? Everything your mom, you look like a cholo. I swear to God. It's scaring the shit out of me. I'm trying to do this joke, but this guy's like, say it right, fucker. Say it right, fucker. Don't. You know how hard it is to be funny when the cholo's looking at me like this? What's your name, bro?
Jason.
Jason? Are you Filipino or Mexican? He's fucking Filipino. God damn it. See what the fuck I'm talking about?
Look at this motherfucker.
Yeah,
God damn.
This big motherfucker
Like he
right
played
here.
the spoons back in the day. God damn it. This motherfucker.
You
know
too
what I'm saying?
old for braces.
Yes, he is right now.
And this nigga got a pajama top on right here.
Pajama
Yeah,
top.
that's a
Look at him,
pajama
you know what I'm
top. Cause I got the pants to the motherfucker. This nigga try to sneak in with a pajama top on.
He got on some Skechers and a Target sweatshirt.
And there's a lot of ladies in here wearing bodysuits and ain't got no body.
Ain't got no money.
You're looking like a wrestler in this motherfucker.
Hey.
They walking up in this motherfucker like this. I seen one of them put a skip on that motherfucker like this.
Oh, look at this guy.
Fully vaxxed, fully waxed.
All right, who wants to say hi? You want to say hi? Stand up for a second. Oh. Look, it's Dave Chappelle's security guard.
Wow. I got a question for this guy.
What?
What's your name, buddy?
My name's Ari.
Ari, what time does Legoland open? I want to know.
Who you here with, Ari? The rest of the yeshiva? This guy right here, the whole cast of Squid Game. Thank you for coming. I won a lot of money on you, man. Way to go.
This is like an infomercial for My Pillow. I love it.
Miss, how you doing? Dave, you have a cat joke for this woman?
Nice.
What's your name?
Cat. Are there black people here? Ooh, yes! I got one right in the front! Yes, Rosa sat for us all! And it's not just buses. Can I ask you a question? Okay, so at the height of the Black Lives Matter protests last summer, I don't know about you, but every single white person I blinked at, waved at, smiled at, kicked a leg up at, texted me. I heard a lot of white laughter. They were like, yes, I texted. But did they text you? Yeah, did the text message say, if there's anything I can do, let me know? Yes, what the fuck, white people? What the fuck? I don't need to know that I'm your only black friend.
What, are you on your phone? Hey, V-neck. Hey. What's your name? Sam? Cool. What do you do to afford V-neck, Sam? Typing numbers. Ah, numbers, the letters of math. I'm sorry to bother you. I don't mean to single you out. I hate when people get pulled out of the audience. Like, you familiar with this Cirque du Soleil, Sam? They're a group of French assholes that are slowly taking over America by humiliating audience members one by one. We once went to see Cirque du Soleil at Navy Pier when I was a kid, and my brother came, and he was like 12 years old, and you remember being 12, and you're like, no one look at me or I'll kill myself. And these French bastards come into the crowd being like, oh, le volontiers, beep, beep, quack, 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 quack. And they pulled my brother up on stage, and I was like, no. And they brought him up, and they reached into his sweatshirt, and they were like, oh, la, la, bra. And they had planted a bra, and they pulled out a bra, and they were like, oh, man, no. And everyone at Navy Pier was like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And my brother was like, that's great.
Are there any guys here that believe in God, not like, well, I believe there's something. I mean, like an organized religion, like Christian, Muslim, Jewish, blah, blah, blah. You've got like 5 seconds to raise your hand if you're close. Yeah, I didn't think so. Really? Can you come up closer to me so that I'm in the light? Just come up to the stage. What's your religion?
I would say I'm Christian.
You would say you're Christian?
There's like a lot of different words we could use. I'm Protestant. I would probably classify myself as Lutheran.
All right. Okay. What is your name, sir?
Troy.
Hi, Troy. Thank you for doing this. This is very brave. We're in Los Angeles. It's very godless. I draw the godless out. So I don't want you to feel bullied or something.
It's okay. I raised my hand voluntarily.
What did you say your name was? Troy?
Troy.
Oh, okay, that's fun. All right, Troy. I'm dying to ask this question. I'm so excited there's a God person here. All right, you're a Christian, Protestant area. This is a question that I think should be one of the big questions even. Okay, yes or no? Would you let God come in your mouth? No? Okay, go back to your seat.
And so I needed to do something about it, and that's where you come in, Ben. So this is what's happening. You have now been plucked from obscurity. You are on the world stage now. You are now representing every single straight white man in America, okay? Yes. All right. Why are we clapping for that, okay? This is feeling like a Trump rally all of a sudden. Okay. Now, Ben, so what I'm gonna ask from you now so I can make sure that my jokes are hitting with you and your people is on the count of 3, I'm just gonna ask you to give me your most natural laugh, okay? Everybody else, shut up. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ben, come on. Ben, give me a real, laugh like I'm Louis, okay? Come on, give me something real here, all right? You got one more shot. 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess I'll listen for a white man in pain.
I am a changed person, believe it or not. I am. I had an experience earlier this year. This is all true. Now, you don't think so? Some guy just yelled bullshit. Are you saying bullshit, sir, because you don't believe me or because you don't want me to leave? Is that what it is? The little angry circle that you're in? Don't be going and getting happy now. Don't be going and getting soft on me. Don't start hugging people and loving yourself and crying when you see something cute. Hang on to it. Lash out at people. Reach for your pistol under the seat. Do it.
My single friends never know what they want. Who's single here? Who's single? So many of y'all. Okay, you, boo-boo, what's your type?
I like somebody that I can really converse with.
You like somebody you can really converse with?
Yeah.
That's cute. And he said converse, so you know he reads a magazine. That's cute. Like, really converse. Okay, so you want someone who's a little intellectual, yes? Okay, same page as you. You know, I don't know if you ever dated a smart person. It's really hard to argue with them. They always win. So get someone not so smart, but kind. What's your type, boo-boo? Smart, funny, and tall. Okay. No, you got a list. I like it. I always feel bad when people say tall, though, because I'm like, short guys are great. Yes. See all them short men clapping? They amazing. They can't reach everything, but they don't have to. They reach the things they're supposed to. Don't sleep on that short boat. Climb you like a ride at Busch Gardens now. Oh my God. I was about to say skinny people over here. I'm so sorry. All you bitches are skinny. Listen, single people. It sounds like I'm calling you to like board a Delta flight. Single people. Go down the sad aisle now, single people. No, that's great. Who's single? Yes. Oh my God, so many bitches. What's your type? What? Thoughtful? Oh my God. You gotta get more specific. But I like that. Someone that could read. Yeah. What's your type? No, family oriented, like he already got kids? Because I'll hook you up. I will hook you up.
Hi, do you live here in Denver, ma'am?
I live in Colorado Springs.
You live in Colorado Springs. Nice. Well, thank you for making the drive. Okay, what do you do? Okay, I'm glad that I got that straight. It wasn't a problem. Thank God. Okay. Guys, it wasn't a problem. It's cool. Do you work in Colorado Springs? What do you do?
I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor. Oh my God, a brainiacs. All right. What kind of medicine do you practice?
I'm a pediatric neurologist.
Pediatric neurologist. Oh my God. You're like, you are serving your community, you are helping children, you have a positive job that you have a positive attitude towards. This is comedy death. I need to get off of you right now. There's nothing here. I need to talk to a meth cook or a divorcee. I help children live. All right. Shit. Is this, are you with her? Are you guys together? Is this the hubby?
This is the husband.
This is the husband. And what do you do, sir?
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer? Ah. Mwah. Finally. Some evil. Oh, God, if it's some kind of positive community outreach law, I'm gonna fucking... What kind of law do you practice, sir?
I prosecute juvenile sex crimes.
You prosecute juvenile sex offenders. Well. When you say juvenile sex offenders, do you mean people who commit sex offenses against juveniles or juveniles who are sex offenders?
Juveniles who are sex offenders.
Juveniles who are sex offenders. Got to be very careful with the phrasing. And when you say, so, and then what happens? Like they get, what is this? Me sitting down was good for that one laugh. I'm not going to do the rest of my life. So, what do you do? What the hell am I doing? You are prosecuting the juvenile sex offenders. Okay. And you are a neurological pediatrician. So a kid whose brain maybe isn't working correctly, you help fix it. And the ones you can't fix, he puts away. Right? Is that how we're... There we go. There's your next Marvel team up. All right.
But then I remember there's this game that we used to play when we were kids. And it's called One Big Blob. What happens? I'm it. You run away from me, frightened, afraid. I begin running after you while chanting, one big blob, one big blob, one big blob. Eventually, I end up catching one of you, and it's gonna be you. I got you, come on, can I get my hand, get your hand? And now we both have to begin chanting. One big blob. One big blob. Now you catch the person next to you. I know. One big blob. And then we start catching each other. Come on, you guys. It takes a long time. And a lot of effort. Come on, everybody. One big blob. that's weird. One big blob. You can do it. One big blob. One big blob. One big blob. One big blob. That's great. Okay, now. This is great. Isn't it uncomfortable to be in the blob? It's so awful. Your hands are sweaty. But you have to do it, and we gotta stay together because you have to catch the one outlier. Probably that guy who's going out the back door. The apparent winner, but is he? Because he's alone. He is alone. And everyone must let themselves be caught because otherwise the game will never end, and it is a shit game. Everybody just wants to play soccer, a game of individual achievement and glory. So, anyways, if we could just blob it on a few things, I could hang a religion on that.
We're gonna say weird, dumb shit. We like agree to this thing. When you guys come to these rooms, you agree to be a part of this thing. You're a part of it. Make no mistake. There's always this thing where it's on us. It's on you too. You're a part of it because you're in this secret little room where we've kind of agreed to it. And outside of these walls, it's a different set of rules. But in here, for some reason, it's not. It's strange. Like, what's your name? What's your name? Brian? Brian, you having a fun time tonight? Yeah? That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Brian doesn't deserve me to jerk off on him. Brian doesn't deserve that. But you guys were like, jerking off on Brian. Because you're in here. You wouldn't let that go out there. Out there, that's no, no, no. If I bumped into Brian on the street, I was like, hey, man. He's like, hey. And I was like, you guys would be like, lock that guy up.